This is another I just woke up video, so that's why I kind of look like shit, but whatever. I already knew from the beginning I wasn't like gonna be into him, and now I really was not into him. Oh, I become a bitch to him though. Just wait, it gets so good. And I was just like, oh my god, like. This story is something that happened like, what day is it, Monday? So 2 days ago. It was Saturday night, and oh, this is so awkward and so uncomfortable, and it's like cringeworthy. Like, anyone watching this who's gonna hear this story is gonna be like, oh my god, but I am not an awkward person. Like, I don't let things like get awkward. Like, I don't care. Like, if I hook up with someone and then have to run into them, or if I have like an argument with someone and then like I have to see them or anything like that, like, I just don't care. Like, I'm gonna be nice to you. I'm gonna act like everything's fine, because in my head everything is fine. Like, I don't like making a big deal out of things. Like, I'm not an awkward person. I don't like drama, anything like that. So this isn't like a really awkward story, but for me, it's just fucking hilarious. On Friday, now it's Monday for like the time span of this. On Friday, I was hanging out at my guy friend's house. I've mentioned this house before. I hang out there all the time. All my guy friends live there. We were hanging out, and this guy showed up who's not in the same fraternity as the other guys that live in the house, but he's mutual friends with 2 of the guys. So he came over to hang out. I did not know him, and we were all hanging out in like a big group. I was the only girl there though, and I don't know, like, this kid was like kind of instantly like into me, which I feel so dumb saying that. Like, I'm not like full of myself, but this guy was making it like very obvious that he was like interested in me, and he kept making comments like, wow, like, she's so cool. Like, I guess he didn't know my name because he kept referring to me as she when he was sitting right next to me on a couch, but he was just like, yeah, like, she's really cool. Like, she has a little bit of attitude to her. I like that. And all the other guys were kind of just like, yeah, like, whatever, we know it's Brighton. Like, I don't know, he was just kind of like making a big deal about how cool he thought I was, which I was like, okay, like, thanks, that's nice, but I didn't know him like at all. Like, he was saying these things within like 5 minutes of meeting me, whatever, like, he's being nice. So he like gets up to leave eventually when we're all done hanging out, and one of my guy friends, just trying to be funny, was like, oh bro, like, why don't you get her number, like, if you think she's so cool. Like, obviously just trying to like be funny, like kind of being a dick, like whatever. And the guy was like, yeah, okay, like, I'll get your number, and like takes out his phone to like take my number. I need to give this guy a fake name so I can refer to him as something. He'll be Robert. Robert gets my number, and I don't really give a fuck. Like, I already knew I wasn't really into him. Like, physically, he wasn't my type. His personality was really, like, chill, I guess. But he wasn't, I could tell that he was not someone that, like, I would actively try and hang out with on my own time. You know what I mean? Like, I just didn't really feel like we meshed that well. The very next day, he's, like, already texting me, which usually guys in college try to play things cool and will like wait like X number of days to like contact you first and whatever, because they want to make it seem like they don't care. This guy did not do that shit, was coming on like hot and heavy. So he like instantly starts texting me like the second he gets my phone number, and he like adds me on Snapchat, so he starts Snapchatting me, and we've known each other now for like 5 hours, I think. And then it's the next day, it's Saturday, and I was out to lunch with my roommate after we got our nails done. We were having like a girl day, and he starts texting me, and he's like, what are you doing, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, well, I'm at lunch with my friend. And he was like, oh, do you want to hang out with me afterwards? And I was like, I don't know, maybe, like, we have plans, and I'm really tired, like, I need to take a nap. And he was like, oh, well, just come nap over here. Like, so motherfucking suggestive. Like, bitch, no, I don't even fucking know you. I don't even think I'm into you. I don't want to come nap at your house. Like, what? So I was just like, I don't know. Like, I think I really just need to go home. Like, I didn't want to be a bitch to him. Like, you know. So I don't want to be a bitch to him. So I'm just like, no, like, I just want to go home, whatever. And then he texts me again, and he's like, are you done eating yet? Like, I just told you I'm not fucking coming over. I was like, yeah, I'm done, but I'm just going to my house. And he was like, oh, okay. So I just like didn't reply because I didn't care. I go home, we take a nap, we wake up, and me and my roommate start getting ready to go out that night because it's Saturday night. Like, we were going to go out. Like, me and my roommate go out so little, so when we do go out, it's like this big ordeal. We were getting ready to go out, and he starts texting me again and Snapchatting me and Snapchat texting me. Like, this fucker was using like every outlet of communication possible to be like blowing up my phone. And so he's like, just saying all this shit like, are you going out tonight? Where are you going out tonight? Do you want me to put you on the list spot for Collie, which is a club here? Do you want to go out with me? Where are you going? If you're going to recess, I can meet you. Just like, like on my dick, like wanted to come out with me and meet up with me like so bad. And I was like, I'm getting ready right now, like I can't really text, like blah blah blah. He's like, well then where are you going? I was like, I don't know yet, like I haven't figured it out, like it's only 9 p.m, like calm the fuck down. And I was already getting turned off because I don't like that. Like I don't want like a boy to be that clingy to me and stuff, especially when he's only known me for like less than a day, literally. Like that is already bizarre to me. So I was already kind of like, okay, this kid's like a little strange, I guess. Like I've never experienced a boy being like that like clingy. Like you hear of like crazy clingy girls, but then like a boy to act like that, like no, not attractive. So I just kind of like wasn't replying, and he was like kind of blowing up my phone. And then I Snapchat him back once with my friend who came over to get ready with us because we were just like chilling on the couch, and he was like, where are you guys? Can I come over? Can I come chill with y'all? I want to pregame with y'all. I was like, oh my fuck, like calm down. So I was already like super turned off, like not about it at all. And so we go out, we have our night, whatever. Like 1 a.m, so obviously drunk, he like starts texting me again, wants to meet up with me, wants to find me, and I'm like, sorry, I'm already home. And he's like, where do you live? I want to come over. And I'm like, well, I'm with a lot of my friends. I had a guy friend of mine over, and then I had my roommate, and then I had my other girlfriend who came over to get ready with us and went out with us. We were all here at the end of the night, like hanging out before everyone like went to bed or whatever. So he was like, where are you? I want to come over, like blah, blah, blah. And I was really drunk, and I literally said to my friends, like, oh, this guy really wants to come over. Like, I don't want him to come, though. And they were like, no, like, let him come over. Like, you're drunk, so you won't even care. And plus, we're all here, so it won't be awkward. Like, you won't be alone with him. Please, like, make him come over. Like, basically, they knew that something entertaining would happen at my expense. So they're like, yeah, like, let him come over. And I was like, oh, my God. And then he calls me, so I'm like, pigeonholed into basically having to let him come over since he's like now calling me and not just texting. They're like, answer, answer, answer. So I answer, put him on speaker. He's like, oh my God, I really want to see you. Like, please tell me where you are. Like, I want to come over. He was like, I'm not even trying to hook up with you. I just think you're really cool. Like, I want to hang out with you. I was like, oh my God, like this motherfucker. Like, holy shit. Like, I was like rolling my eyes on the phone. Like, oh my God. And so I'm like, okay, I told him where I live. But then I instantly start texting him, like, trying to get out of it. I'm like, you know what? Like, I'm really drunk. I need to go to bed. I'm about to go to bed soon. Like, actually, I think I'm gonna puke. Like, I was just pulling shit out of my ass, like, hoping he'd get the point and be like, okay, like, yeah, tonight's not a good night. This motherfucker then, out of nowhere, is just at my house, like, with lightning speed. Like, we're all just sitting here, and I'm like, guys, like, what do I text him? Like, what do I say to get out of him coming? And then there's a pounding knock on my door. And we're just like, are you joking? Like, what the fuck? So I have my guy friend open the door because I don't want to fucking go get it. And he opens the door, and the guy, Robert, is like, is this the right apartment? Like, is Brighton here? And I was just like, oh my God. Like, I was so drunk, and I did not want this to be happening. Like, so I was already like in a bad mood about it. He comes in, he sits down right next to me on the couch, and instantly starts like rubbing my whole thigh. Like, disclaimer, I am not somebody that likes being like touched, cuddled, whatever. Like, even if I really like a guy or hook up with a guy or have a sleepover with a guy, anything like that, the chance of me wanting to cuddle with you is going to be very slim unless I'm like low-key in love with you, which I have feelings for people like never. Like, I like one person every like 3 fucking years basically. So in general, I usually don't want to cuddle or be touched or whatever. And this guy was just motherfucking rubbing my thigh. Like, that is like intimate and shit as fuck. Like, my thigh, like, okay, no. And so I like kept like turning my body like away from him, like my back was to him, which is like ultimate body language that I'm not fucking into you. And he just wouldn't stop like rubbing my leg. Like, oh my God, I was getting so uncomfortable. And I gave my roommate this look from across the couch, like, help me basically. So she texted me like, how do we get him out of here? And I said IDK, and she was like, well, what do we do? And I was like, again, IDK. I was like, he's rubbing my leg and I don't know how to get him to stop, like, help, whatever. Then he's like trying to cuddle up to me, like putting his arm around me, and I'm just like basically cringing. Like, I don't get how he does not sense that I do not want him to be touching me. So I'm getting to the point now where I'm getting really anxious and really uncomfortable, and I'm in my head like, fuck, I'm about to have to be a raging bitch. Like, I'm literally gonna have to be like, dude, you have to fucking leave. You have to get out of my house, because I could not stand him being there. He was giving me like the fucking heebie-jeebies. Like, I have not had someone give me weirder vibes like in years. Like, so grossed out, like freaked the fuck out. And on top of it, while all the like cuddling, weird thigh rubbing shit is going down, this motherfucker whispers in my ear, I already really like you. I'm sorry, what? You met me a day ago. Like, that is creepy as fuck. Like, so creepy. Like, I literally probably looked just like this, and I said, okay. Like, what else do you say? And then he was like, take a selfie with me. Put a selfie on your Snapchat story. Like, put one on your story. Like, obviously really wanted everyone I know to know that I was like with him. So we take the selfie because I'm drunk and it's weird. He's like basically bullying me into putting this on my story. We take the picture, I put it on my story. I instantly forget that I even put it on my story because I was drunk. And then one of my girlfriends texts me like within a few minutes and is like, oh my God, you're with Robert? And I was like, holy shit, I forgot we even put it on my story. So I delete it from my story. And then my girlfriend that is texting me and she's like, he's so weird. Like basically retelling me that he's like a creeper weirdo. And I'm like, okay, well now this is even more validation that he is a creeper weirdo. Like what the fuck, this kid has no motherfucking chill. He told me, he was like, you're so beautiful, but not even that because there's 10,000 beautiful girls on this campus. You're someone that I can have real conversations with. Like I guess that's something a lot of girls want to hear, but when I've known you for like 22 hours, I don't want to hear that you already really like me, and don't tell me that you like having good conversation with me because me and you have never had a real conversation. Ever. And then he goes, I can see everything you're texting your friend. I literally like did not pick up on him saying that. Like that went right over my head. My roommate said she didn't pick up on him saying that either. Like I don't know, I guess we were really drunk, but he apparently said that. Then this motherfucking weirdo takes his cell phone and starts texting to me while sitting next to me on the couch all of the texts that I've been texting my friend, like trying to prove to me that he knows what I've been texting. I don't even give a fuck that you saw that I want you gone or that I thought it was weird that you rubbing my leg. You should know that it's fucking weird to rub some bitch's leg that you met like 12 hours before. Like, dude, what the fuck? Hop off. I'm getting so uncomfortable at this point. I'm like, I don't know what to do. And then he says that he like has seen the text. So, okay, he knows the truth now. So I was just like, whatever. Guess I'm about to be like such a bitch. I just go, okay, honestly, dude, I don't know you at all and you will not stop fucking touching me. Like, oh my God. And he was like, I'm really sorry. I'm so sorry. Like being weirdly apologetic. And he was like, do you want me to leave? Like now trying to act like a pitiful little puppy. And I was like, I mean, you're not sleeping here. Like this fucker literally thought he was going to sleep over with me. Like I would rather die than have this kid sleep on my bed with me, like touching me, like, oh my God, fuck to the no. And then he just sits there silently, awkwardly on my couch while we're all staring at him. And it's evident that we do not want him here. And he will not leave my fucking house. That is weird. So then again, he's like, do you want me to go? And I was like, yeah, you need to leave. Like fucking cutthroat as fuck. Like I just wanted this kid out of my house. He finally leaves my house. God bless America. And then the instant that he leaves my house, like the second he like shuts my door before he probably even gets in his car to drive away, he texts me, don't ever text me again. Like, bitch, you thought I was gonna fucking text you again? Like, I'm the one that should be like, don't ever text me again. Obviously, it didn't reply. Like, I don't give a fuck. I deleted the whole text thread. Don't give a fuck. And then this motherfucker texts me the next day, which was yesterday, after telling me to not talk to him again, double texting me to say, can you please explain to me how I was being a creep? And why you're telling my friends that? And by his friends, I told the two guys that live in that house that I met him at, that he knows, that are like our mutual friends. Just those two guys. Because I wanted to like know if this was normal, if he was usually like this, if he was a weirdo. And one of the guy friends even confirmed to me, yeah, he's like kind of weird. Obviously, I didn't reply to him. No, like I already deleted him off of all of social media because that's how creeped out I was. Just him as a person, like the vibes he gave me were so bad. Every time I have to see this kid now, if he ever shows up at that house, because he comes around kind of a lot, I'm just gonna want to die laughing, and he's going to literally want to die because it was so awkward. Like, he probably feels awkward as fuck. Not to mention now that he's, like, blown up my phone a few times and I have not replied to him. Like, that's embarrassing. I would be so embarrassed if I was him. Me, I'm not embarrassed. I don't feel awkward. I feel kind of bad that I had to be such a bitch, but I didn't even know what else to do to, like, get the point across to him. Like, I was freaking out. I was like, dude, you just have to stop fucking touching me. Like, I kind of lost my shit. Moral of this story, if someone is making you uncomfortable or something, you have to have the balls to stick up for yourself, even if you feel like you're gonna be a bitch and that person's gonna be like, fuck you or whatever. Like, especially as a woman, like, you have to stand up for yourself if a man is making you uncomfortable. If someone is touching you in a way you don't like, or saying things to you that you don't like, or just for any reason making you feel not good, trust your gut instinct and fucking say something. Like, this kid literally wanted to spend the night at my house. Like, he thought he was coming over here to have some fucking sleepover with me or something. Like, no, that could not have happened. Bitchy and scary as it was to have to say that to someone because I didn't want him to be like super offended. Sometimes you just have to stick up for yourself. So don't be afraid to tell someone to like chill the fuck out if they're making you uncomfortable, because only you have the power to tell someone to like back the fuck off, you know? Hashtag pray for Robert, because that was probably the most embarrassing moment of his life.